Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my page, Money Making Juggernaut. I'm your host, Eric Richardson, the number one educator in the asset recovery business. Today, we have another success story. I am here with Christopher Combs, and he is going to share his experience. He just closed another deal. And Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Christopher Combs. I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and started about a year ago. Picked up a couple courses and just found a lot of information was lacking. Came across Eric, and then that after I went through Eric's course, it really kind of moved me into action, and just started hammering the phones. And um, first year we did I don't know how many deals, but we did over six figures. You
Beautiful.
know, this is the brand new year and we're already signing deals. We're signing one today. We signed two last week. We signed two the week before. Like we're moving.
Man, that's amazing. So, and success fee is over six figures, and that's the goal. That's what I preach. If you do at least one deal per week, you can make six figures in this industry. What has been a driving factor to your success? Like, how are you guys able to consistently close deals?
I've got 25 years of sales experience, which kind of helps, you know, and also a lot of time in marketing. I spent a small fortune learning marketing, so I understand, how to get in front of people and how to craft a message and how to close. So that's definitely been very helpful in all this.
Amazing.
But we don't take a typical approach. A lot of people they just want to get out there and pitch, hey, we got money for you. And we were actually, I think one of the biggest factors is I actually really care about these people, right?
Mhm.
I care about their story, and I take anybody that signs with us, I take it personally, and I do the best I can to like see this thing across the finish line and make sure they get the best results they can.
Yeah. Awesome. So usually on these calls, we talk about somebody that gets their first deal, or maybe we have repeat success stories, and we're always talking about one deal. Since you've closed multiple deals, maybe you can shed light on some of the strategies that you're implementing from marketing to how you're actually closing these clients. I'm pretty sure the viewers can definitely appreciate the gems that you'll share.
Absolutely. You know, ultimately, at the end of the day, you're not going to close a deal on text message or email or anything like that. Uh, I was fortunate enough to close one deal completely through text message. I still never talked to the claimant all the way through to the very end. But you got to pick up the phone. Like you can't be afraid to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Um, these people need help. Somebody's going to help them. Why not you? Right? Very few people can do this alone. And ultimately, end of the day, you're not selling somebody something they don't need. You're providing them with a service that's incredibly helpful and ultimately changing people's lives. I worked with one lady and I found her through a relative. So never think relatives are, a waste of time because this lady had been in the hospital and her friend ended up getting back in touch with me from a voicemail. And she'd been in the hospital and then living in a hotel since April. And I
Wow.
found her in July and
Hmm.
it was over a $200,000 claim that we put together for her. And
Change your situation. Yeah.
yeah, but all that wouldn't have happened without action, right? Leaving those voicemails, picking up the phone, and treating every single person like they're gold, right? That friend is the person who put me in touch with her. And if I would have just looked at a relative and said, "Hey, that's not worth my time. It's not worth calling," then that deal would never manifested.
Exactly. That's amazing. So, on average, how many calls do you think that you are making, or do you have a team that's helping you as well?
So I try to put in about at least 100 calls a day.
No.
But I'm the one who's running all the whole show. So sometimes it gets challenging dealing with trustees, dealing with attorneys. Some days I don't quite make my goal, but we've been working on scaling up our sales team. One of the first things, obviously, we put a admin in place on the front end just to really help with a lot of the monotonous tasks.
Yeah.
He's been clutch. Then we really started working on building our research team.
Mhm.
That way, when we get a deal, like sales can focus on sales, and we can flip it over to our research team, and they can really dig in and make sure that what we're seeing is true. Um, you know, eventually put a case manager in place, and now she handles a lot of the clients, a lot of the notaries, a lot of the attorneys, and things of that nature. So, really, the big thing that we're working on right now is scaling the sales team.
Awesome. Yeah, because everything else will fall into place. It's just a matter of actually doing the tedious task, preparing the intro email, sending the agreement form, following up with the county or the trustee, things like that. So that's amazing. Where are you focusing at, or are you doing all kinds of states, types of foreclosures, tax sales, mortgages, judicial, non-judicial?
Yeah, I'm typically focusing a little bit more in the Southeast just because that's where I'm from.
Okay.
So Tennessee, Georgia,
Mhm.
Florida, I do some Texas, but I've done um, about 12 states,
Nice.
12 different states at this point. And,
Okay.
everyone is unique. Everyone's got its own challenges. I definitely suggest getting familiar with all their laws and understanding how to maneuver.
Exactly. Absolutely. So for anybody that is just now getting started in this industry, what is something that you could recommend to them so that they could speed up their success?
First thing I'm gonna say, this isn't easy, right? You gotta have thick skin, and if you're afraid to pick up the phone, like you've got to get over that. At the end of the day, this is a person-to-person business, and people do business with people they like and trust. So, I would recommend if you have zero sales experience, like start watching some sales trainings on YouTube. Understand like how to communicate effectively with someone, and when you're speaking with someone, find out what's going on in their life. People don't really care about you; they care about what you can do for them,
Mhm.
right? So when you really understand somebody's challenge that they're facing, and then you begin to empathize with them, and take that on and take it personal, like your success will skyrocket. Like when you really care about these people, everybody I bring on as a salesperson, I tell them, if you want to make sales, like care about the person on the other end of the phone. You don't
Exactly.
treat them like a number.
Yeah, and that's what I say in this business. There's not really a household name in surplus funds. It'll just never happen. So they're going to choose who they like on the other side of the phone, even if there is competition. We always hear, "Oh, Florida has the most competition." I love Florida. And the thing is, once you get somebody on the line and you make a friend and you show them that you care, like you've been talking about, you will close more deals by doing that than another company that's just calling and trying to sign, opposed to really trying to actually help them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So now that you've, already surpassed six figures in this business annually, which is amazing, and I know that you're looking to scale, what are the next steps for you to actually make $1 million in this business? Because I know it can happen for you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's my goal. I'm headed there now. Um, you know, we really wanted to make sure the front end process is good. Uh, that's where coming in. I've been training our admin very well for the past few months because it doesn't do any good for us to have an influx of sales and then a broken process where like we're not fulfilling our clients' needs, right? So if we put 100 deals through the pipeline, but we're all over the place, then we're not following up with trustees, we're not following up with the claimants to let them know what's going on,
Mhm.
then that makes us look very unprofessional as a company. So the first step was really just to dial in our research team, make sure that they're on point, dial in our front end process, and then bring in the sales on the back end. So the focus now is really scaling the sales team to uh, as many people as we can. I mean, the opportunities here are abundant, right? There is no shortage of
Shortage of
opportunity for me,
foreclosure.
you, and everybody else watching this, right?
Yeah.
Like this industry, like there's very few industries you're going to find that is this level of recession proof. Foreclosure is going to happen whether it's a good economy, a bad economy. Like people are going to get divorced, they're going to die, and
Mhm.
so there's consistent business. And when you realize that you're really providing a service that impacts people and changes their life, and you buy into the process, then it's going to take you to another level.
Absolutely. So I know you mentioned earlier that you had four monitors. Do you use any type of CRMs to assist you in the business?
Yeah, I use I've used XS Elite, and then we use a phone dialer. Um, Used a couple different things. I've been testing systems. That was one of the a little reasons I was slow out of the gate because I'm kind of a technology geek, right? And
Okay.
I've spent a lot of years learning marketing. I built our website. I built the explainer
Nice.
videos. So, I just tested a lot of things across the board until I really dialed things in
Mhm.
and, got a dialer system and everything set up the way I wanted it.
Nice. So you use the CRM for your text messages, you use your dialing system. Do you guys send any mailers at all?
Yeah, we send postcards,
Nice.
closed
So
quite a few deals off of postcards, actually.
yeah. And then they just read the information and you get a warm inbound call, which of course is a lot easier than a outbound cold call.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're pretty much hitting every avenue of marketing, text messages, calls, voicemails, emails, postcards. What about in person? Do you do any in person?
No, I haven't done it in person.
Okay.
It's just not really advantageous for me to kind
Just
of
at home
I've
in the
I've
office.
I yeah, I've worked the phones
Yeah.
for years, right? And then I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Boiler Room, but
Yep.
in there's a line that says it's a contact sport.
Yep. Exactly.
So, that's what this is. It's a contact sport. The more contacts you make, the more money you're going to make.
Exactly. And then
So I
last
figure, hey, I can make 100 calls, or I can go drive and
on
see
doors.
15 people.
Yep. And then the calls you can reach people in other states. So last question, what is the best opening line that you have when you're on the phone with these people?
The best opening line is I just treat them like a friend. I don't pitch my company name. I don't pitch our product or service. I open with, hey Eric, hey it's Chris, and I just start a conversation,
Nice.
and I've done a lot of years of like I say sales training and neuro linguistic programming and hypnosis and a lot of things. Sorry, we got a call coming in right now. Give me
Okay,
some.
that's awesome.
No, hold on. But yeah, so uh, you know, the big thing that I do is I just engage people. I
Hmm.
ask them questions, right? Like if you just get in there and pitch who you are and what you're going to do for them, then ultimately at the end of the day, you sound like everybody else.
Yeah,
Whereas if you get in there and find out about the person, then that's how you really kind of differentiate yourself.
that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. I know the viewers really appreciate it when we have these real stories from real people that are getting real results. So thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.